Stop. This video has nothing to do with Star Wars. There's not even a Star Wars game on the list. It's just me being really uncreative and needing an excuse to have the Star Wars transition vibes between the games. And, well, I wanted to wear my Star Wars robe for another video. Hello there. This is the video that you're looking for, the top 10 indie games of 2021. Starting off as number 10 on my top indie games 2021, we got Sable, which is a beautiful exploration / puzzle adventure with an amazing cartoony art style that had me intrigued from the moment I heard about it in 2018. Sable is being developed by Shedworks and published by Raw Fury, and you play as Sable, who is about to do her rite of passage called gliding, and you explore different landscapes and uncover mysteries of a forgotten world. You can explore the world by foot, on your bike, by climbing mountains or solve puzzles. It's pretty much up to you and whatever floats your hoverbike. Sable gives me strong journey vibes with its vast and solitary landscape, and that exploration seems to be the goal of the game. And also gives me some rhyme vibes with having to solve puzzles to understand what's going on. Sable is scheduled to release on PC, Mac and Xbox sometime in 2021. Number 9 is Boyfriend Dungeon by developer Kid Fox Games, who is also publishing the game. Boyfriend Dungeon is probably a one-on-one example about what indie games is all about. It's trying out wacky and bizarre ideas, like combining two different genres that has absolutely nothing to do with each other design-wise. Or do they? Boyfriend Dungeon is a mix of dungeon crawling and dating sim. Who to date? Your weapons, of course, silly. So choosing who of the Beyblades that you date determines your playstyle, and you get to level up by doing things that they enjoy. That could be like going to the beach, go clubbing, or clearing out monsters in the dungeon, which is the dungeon of Boyfriend Dungeon. After all, couples who slay together, stay together. And Boyfriend Dungeon promises to be inclusive with male, female and non-binary romances. Boyfriend Dungeon is getting released on PC, on Steam and Switch. Doesn't have an exact release date other than when weapons are beautiful enough on Steam, but it has been in development since 2017, so I'm pretty confident that it comes out this year. Number 8 is Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. And that name alone is probably enough to be on this list. But luckily the game also seems to have a lot of substance. It's developed by Snoozy Kazoo and published by Graffiti Games. And Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is a Zelda-like adventure with cute pixel graphics, and just like Boyfriend Dungeon had a bizarre idea, this one has a bizarre premise where you have to take down mean capitalists and a corrupt vegetable government, sprinkled with some awesome humor that really makes me excited to play it. And Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion also boasts of having multiple endings based on how effectively you commit tax evasion. The look of Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion really reminds me of Forager that I play on this channel, except this one looks to be a straight up adventure game. And it doesn't have a release date yet, but it's coming out second quarter according to Steam, with a PC and Switch release. Number 7, we have Kina Bridge of Spirit by Ember Lab, and it was supposed to release at the end of 2021 but actually got delayed due to COVID-19. And Kina Bridge of Spirits is probably the most AAA-like production on the list, maybe for all indie games of 2021. It's this beautiful, vibrant and colorful aesthetics and has just insane production values on the cinematics, and that's not a coincidence. Ember Lab has previously been making commercials and shot movies for big brands like Coca-Cola among others. Kina Bridge of Spirits is a third-person action-adventure game much like the newer Zelda ones. You play as Kina, a young spirit guide who searches for a mountain shrine, and on her way she discovers that not everything is as it's supposed to be in this foresty world. So you have to solve puzzles and take down evil spirits to transform the environment in action combat. It also features the cutest little friends in the Rot, yes that's actually their name, which are some forest spirits whose purpose is to decay the elements. And weirdly enough, they're very similar to the mascots of my mobile carrier. Anyway, Kina Bridge of Spirits is set to release in March 2021 on PC at the Epic Games Store and PlayStation 5. Probably also PlayStation 4. As number 6 on this list, we have a sequel in Little Nightmares 2. Once again developed by Tarsier Studios and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Little Nightmares 2 is the sequel to the critically acclaimed horror game of the same name from 2017. And it looks to maintain the amazing creepy horror vibe of the first game. This time in a town and the surrounding areas and not just in the mall. It's spooky and there's twisted environments and twisted enemies, just like the first game. You play as Mono, in this one a young boy who's trapped in this world, and together with Six, the protagonist from the first game, you have to find and stop an evil transmission from twisting the world around you, whatever that means. It's also hinted that we're gonna find out what happened to Six in the first game and help her return back to normal. So there seems to be a little bit more combat and action gameplay in Little Nightmares 2, as we in the trailer see Mono shattering creepy porcelain dolls with a hammer. It's also going to be very interesting to find out if Tarsier Studios have fixed the most glaring issues of the first game with depth perception and grabbing stuff and holding on to stuff, which was weirdly difficult. Otherwise, Little Nightmares 1 was such an amazing horror experience in pretty much every other way, and Little Nightmares 2 seems to continue that trend, from the trailer at least. Little Nightmares 2 is going to release on PC, Switch, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in February, so that's very soon, and next generation later this year. Number 5 is Biomutant, developed by Experiment 101 and published by THQ Nordic. Have you ever wanted to play a Kung Fu Panda game in a post-apocalyptic world with warring tribes, mutations and psionic abilities, weapon crafting and lots of more stuff? Well, Biomutant promises just that. Biomutant is an epic open-world third-person action RPG where you play as a little furry guy or girl who just likes to beat everyone up. Now, I love the look of this game, and I'm normally not much for post-apocalyptic stuff, but there's a distinct cartoony vibe to Biomutant, especially with the combat effects that really reels me in. Also, I saw in a 10-minute gameplay trailer that they released that you can fight with a big toothbrush, and that just sold me instantly. The focus on Biomutant seems to be on fast and fun combat where you can mix martial arts, shooting and different powers fluidly as you fight, and you're going to be exploring a vast, dying open world, and your actions, which is gonna be told by your very own narrator, will define the world's fate. Now, I'm a little worried about Biomutant as there's a lot of promises being made, and the developer has been quite silent about the game since its reveal in 2018, well, except for the big gameplay trailer last year. And it's also Experiment 101's first title, and seems very ambitious, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. And Biomutant is set to release sometimes in 2001 on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and probably also the next gen, maybe Switch. It seems like a good Switch game. Number 5, we have Endling by developer Hero Beat Studios, published by Handy Games. Endling promises to be the most emotionally heartbreaking story of any game in 2021. Just look at the tagline: extinction is forever. You play as the mother fox trying to survive in a totally broken and destroyed Earth, and you also have to look after your cubs. You and your cubs are the last foxes alive in the world, and you have to find food, avoid humans who are trying to kill you and your cubs, and avoid predators trying to eat your babies. And Endling looks gorgeous in the saddest way possible, with super cute foxes and horror-like humans and devastated environments, and the game really tries to put into perspective what can happen if we as a species keeps being driven only by making money and not caring about our nature and its other inhabitants. Now, I played the demo of Endling last year, and those 25 minutes absolutely broke me. So I'm very excited to see what the full game will do to my maternal instincts when it releases in 2021 for PC and major consoles. No next gen has been announced yet, but they're probably coming along the way. And now, from a gorgeous and sad game about foxes, we move into top 3 to a gorgeous and vibrant game about a single fox. We have Tunic, developed by solo developer Andrew Schudice and published by Finji. Tunic is a Zelda-like game that doesn't try to hide it, but instead homages its inspiration. It's a third-person isometric game where you find yourself walking on a beach in a strange land and not much to do but explore the beautiful wilderness, venture into spooky dungeons and fight evil baddies. It's a simple but captivating premise, and it looks so good. It's like the developer drilled into my skull and extracted the almost perfect game from my imagination. And it plays really well too. I played the demo last year, and it's surprisingly difficult, but with really tight controls, so that you know it was your own fault if you fail. Release date of Tunic has not yet been announced, so it may be a little risky to have it on the list, but the developer has hinted that the game is mostly done, and he has been getting a lot of help from one of Cuphead's creators in making and decorating the landscapes. So it should be released in 2021, I hope, for PC and Xbox One. Coming in on second place is Omno, also developed by a solo developer, this time Studio Inkifox, and German developer Jonas Manke. And he has teamed up and publishes the game with Future Friends Games. Omno is a puzzle adventure that, just like Sable from the 10th place, takes inspiration from Journey and focuses on exploring a mighty and tranquil world. There's no combat in Omno, just exploration and puzzles, and the focus of the game is on the puzzles and finding secrets about a lost civilization and the powers that they once had. And now, I've been following Omno since its successful Kickstarter back in 2018, where it reached over 300% funding, but the game itself has actually been in development for over 5 years by the solo developer, starting out as a hobby project. Besides the looks and atmosphere of Omno being amazing, what struck me the most was the quality of the animations. There's so much weight and finesse to them that just doing stuff like gliding on the sand dunes or doing the teleport where everything slows down just give you chills straight to the bone. And just like with Kina Bridge of Spirit, this is no coincidence, the developer used to be an animator, and it really shows. There is a free demo for Omno out actually right now, which serves as a prologue for the game, so you can try it out if you want to. And the game itself is set to release in March or April this year for PC, and I can't imagine that it's not going to be released at least on the Nintendo Switch, and probably also some other consoles. Alright, here we are at the number 1 indie game of 2021, and yes, it is the game that everyone in the indie world is waiting for. Hollow Knight Silksong, the sequel to one of the most critically acclaimed indie titles ever. And it looks like Team Cherry might do it again. In Hollow Knight Silksong, we get to play as the fast and nimble Hornet, who's been captured and brought to a strange new world where she has to survive, and doing this will reveal secrets of not only the new kingdom but also of Hornet's past. Hollow Knight Silksong seems to be bringing more of the same goodness from Hollow Knight and expand upon it. First of all, it looks like Team Cherry is embracing Hornet's style of combat, meaning that it will probably be much more fast and acrobatic compared to the Knight from the first game. And then you got all new features like different quests, traps, mechanisms, and much more in a new big world which seems to have multiple towns instead of just Hallownest, and different people or bugs living in them. And of course we got cool new monsters and bosses with tons of new mechanics to master. Hollow Knight Silksong keeps the amazing look and hand-drawn style of Hollow Knight. You know, the one that has this weird vibe of insanely cute mixed with really dark secrets. And of course a beautiful music score as well. Now my big hope about Hollow Knight Silksong is that Team Cherry will be a little less obscure with the lore of the game and just you know, move it to subtle lore and not obscure. And it's not that I mind spending hours going through a wiki just reading about everything in the cool world that they have created, but I would really like it to be much more in the game and, you know, for stupid people like me. Anyway, the release date of Hollow Knight Silksong has not yet been announced, so it may be really risky to have it as a first place for this year. But the work of the game seems to be mostly done, and several game sites and journalists were invited to a demo event in December last year, and they all said that Hollow Knight Silksong was looking strong. Besides this, I am going to give my reaction and thoughts on the Hollow Knight Silksong trailer from 2019 next week, so if you want to see me ramble on for 30 minutes about a 2 minutes trailer, please make sure to drop by. That was it for my top 10 indie games of 2021, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did I miss any cool indie games that you're really looking forward to? Please let me know down in the comment, or if you wanted to change and mix something up on the list itself, I would love to hear your thoughts. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like it on YouTube and maybe even subscribe to me if you haven't already. And, well, I'll see you in the next one. Over and out.